Good evening, beautiful jazz musicians of U Prep. So, I was sitting around tonight listening to records, as I do, and I was realizing how much I miss listening to records with y'all. So, I thought, well, maybe we could figure out a way in this weird world we find ourselves in to listen to records together. So, I thought maybe I would do something called Tonight's Vinyl Delights. This is something I used to do on Instagram every night. I used to post a record that I was listening to and talk about it. Haven't done that in a while, but I thought I would resurrect it here. And if you like it, I'll do more. And if you don't, well, I'll just go back to listening to records all by myself. So here we go. This is tonight's Vinyl Delights. I thought tonight I would start with Oliver's favorite saxophone player, Hank Mobley. This is Hank Mobley's High Voltage. This is a record released on Blue Note Records in 1967, featuring an all-star cast: Blue Mitchell on the trumpet, Jackie McLean on the alto saxophone, John Hicks on piano, Bob Cranshaw on the bass, and the great Billy Higgins on the drums. Of course, Hank Mobley is the tenor saxophone player here. We're listening to him right now. And this album was, I think I said, released 1967. It features all original compositions by Mobley and the band members and some other contemporaries of theirs. And Hank Mobley is such a interesting guy because at one point, actually, a critic called him the middleweight champion of the tenor saxophone, and some people thought that was kind of a slight, but I think, what he was trying to say was that he wasn't necessarily like an innovator. He didn't change things like John Coltrane or Charlie Parker, but he was just an incredible improviser. And, we talk a lot in class about voice leading and about guide tones and trying to play through changes using thirds and sevenths, right? This is the guy, right? A lot of the language that we get, that we use to play through chord changes and to use guide tones and all of those different techniques that we talk about as we talk about playing changes, they come from this guy right here and the other gentleman on this record and their contemporaries in the 1950s and 1960s. This was called hard bop music. It was kind of a reaction to bebop music. Bebop was super technical, and the hard bop guys decided they wanted to pull it back a little, make it a little more down home, a little more greasy, a little more bluesy, a little more fun, perhaps. This record, High Voltage, Hank Mobley once again, just a great example of this kind of music. And this song we're listening to, called Flirty Gurdy, I just think it's like the perfect hard bop song. It's got fantastic solos. It's got a little bit of grease to it. It's fun. It's bluesy. The drums are killing. Like it just hits on all cylinders, and you can't find a better example of hard bop. And the musicians on here are the top of the game. So that's tonight's Vinyl Delight. I hope you dig it. Hank Mobley, High Voltage. Here's a tip for you. If you like this, check out records from the other guys on this record, right? That's one way that I think everybody that I know, every jazz musician or just jazz fan I know, explored this music. You say, oh, I love Hank Mobley. Who's this John Hicks guy? And then you realize that pianist John Hicks was Ella Fitzgerald's accompanist of choice for many, many years. So, if he's good enough for Ella, he's probably going to be good enough for us, right? So, hey, check out John Hicks. Check out Blue Mitchell. Such a great trumpet player, right? So, explore it. Dig it. I'm going to post right under this a full song, this song, Flirty Gurdy. I'll put the whole thing on there because I want you to listen to the whole thing. Give me some thoughts. What do you think? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? What excites you? What can we use from this? What can we learn from this? Let's have a discussion like we might have in class, all right? All right, y'all. Tonight's Vinyl Delights. I hope you're well. I'll see you tomorrow.